My children's mom trying to get full custody from me. I'm like, why? Like, I was taking my kids to school, yesterday. I was taking them to school yesterday. It was about 7:15, 7:20. And I was just thinking, like, look at all the stuff that I've done, and it's only 7:20. And look at all that I'm going to do for the rest of the day, being a great father. But somebody want to say that you're in your children.
Nobody expected Martell Holt to react like this. After years of public breakups, emotional interviews, social media shade, and one of reality television's messiest divorces, most people thought the drama between Martell Holt and Melody Shari had finally cooled down. Fans believed they had both moved on. They believed the fighting was over. They believed the story had finally reached its ending. But then, one shocking rumor changed everything. According to growing speculation online, Melody Shari may be expecting a child. And if the rumors are true, this isn't just another celebrity headline. This could be the one thing that finally forces Martell to accept a reality he spent years trying to avoid. Melody's life no longer revolves around him. And according to several fan accounts and insiders who claim to know what's happening behind the scenes, Martell didn't take the news well at all. In fact, some people are saying he completely lost it.
I'm Hill Harper. I'm an actor, I'm an author, and someone who cares about social justice and education.
Now, before we go any further, it's important to remember that neither Melody nor anyone close to her has publicly confirmed any pregnancy rumors. But honestly, at this point, the truth almost feels secondary to what this entire situation represents. Because this isn't really about a baby. It's about heartbreak. It's about control. And it's about what happens when someone you've spent years fighting over finally stops fighting back. To understand why this rumor hit Martell so hard, we have to go back to the beginning. When viewers first met Martell and Melody, they weren't just another reality TV couple. They were presented as a power couple. They had businesses together, they had children together, they had dreams together. On the surface, they looked like they had built the perfect life. But behind closed doors, things were falling apart.
Story just in time for Father's Day about an award-winning actor who's taking on possibly the biggest role in his life as a single dad. We're going to speak to Hill Harper.
The allegations of infidelity, the public accusations, the emotional interviews, and the painful divorce proceedings transformed their relationship into one of the most talked about storylines in reality television. Fans picked sides. Social media exploded. Every interview became a headline. And through all of it, one thing remained clear. Neither of them truly disappeared from the other's story. Even after the divorce was finalized, the emotional connection between them never seemed completely broken. There were custody disputes, public disagreements, subtle comments during interviews, cryptic social media posts that fans analyzed like FBI investigators. Every time Melody appeared happy, people watched Martell's reaction. Every time Martell moved on publicly, people watched Melody's response. It became less about love and more about power. Who was winning the breakup? Who had truly moved on? Who still cared?
I'm tired of that. Martell is not a person. Y'all have never seen me hit anybody, but y'all have seen Martell being hit. Martell never children. Never, and never will.
For years, many fans believed Martell still held on to the hope that one day, somehow, things might come back together. Maybe not publicly, maybe not romantically, but emotionally, there always seemed to be a thread connecting them. And that's exactly why these recent rumors shook everything. It started quietly. A few followers noticed that Melody's social media content had changed. Her usual glamorous looks were replaced by softer clothing, strategic camera angles, and peaceful lifestyle photos. Instead of addressing drama, she seemed focused on herself. At first, nobody thought much of it. Then came the comments. Someone claimed they had seen Melody visiting a women's wellness clinic in Atlanta. Another person claimed she appeared to be glowing during a recent event. Then fan pages started comparing old photos to new ones. Before anyone knew it, social media detectives were working overtime.
It seemed like we teamed them out of a lot just by not having that alliance being right there together, you know? I think about that often. It's gonna make you a little emotional when you see them come down the aisle and all the love that you see 30 years in. You're right, man. Yeah. It's tough. You're right. Yeah. Damn. Melody and I not having any interaction, not even speaking, that always bothers me. When we got married, I never would have thought that we would be in this space at a place like this, vows being renewed. If anything, I would have thought that would have been us.
TikTok videos began appearing with titles like, "Did Melody just confirm the rumors?" and "What is Martell hiding?" The theories spread faster than anyone expected. But here's the twist. The rumors themselves weren't what shocked fans the most. It was Martell's alleged reaction. According to online speculation and reports shared by entertainment bloggers, Martell reportedly became increasingly emotional as the rumors gained momentum. Sources claimed he appeared frustrated, distracted, and unable to ignore the conversations happening around him. One alleged insider even claimed that during a private conversation, Martell expressed frustration about feeling like he was being erased from Melody's story. Now, whether that claim is true or not, one thing is undeniable. Martell's social media activity suddenly became impossible to ignore.
Do I know you?
Actor, author, philanthropist, and now a proud single father.
Fans noticed cryptic posts. They noticed emotional captions. They noticed messages about loyalty, betrayal, and people changing once they become successful. And suddenly, every post became evidence. Then came the Instagram story that really got people talking. The message was simple. Sometimes the hardest part isn't losing someone, it's realizing they stopped needing you a long time ago. No names, no explanations, just one sentence. But for fans who have followed this saga for years, that sentence said everything. The internet exploded. Thousands of comments poured in. Some people felt sorry for Martell. Others argued that this was simply the consequence of past decisions finally catching up to him. And while everyone debated online, Melody remained completely silent. No interviews, no explanations, no denials, nothing. And somehow, that silence spoke louder than any statement ever could. What nobody expected was what happened next. A small fan account uploaded a photo from what appeared to be a private gathering. The image itself wasn't particularly shocking. There were flowers, decorations, smiling guests, but hidden in the background was something that immediately caught people's attention: pink and white balloons. Within minutes, social media erupted again. Was it a baby shower? Was it a gender reveal? Was it simply a birthday celebration? Nobody knew. But by then, the truth didn't matter anymore. The narrative had already taken over. Screenshots spread everywhere. YouTube creators uploaded emergency videos. TikTok creators created side-by-side comparisons. Reddit threads exploded with theories. And throughout all of this chaos, Melody still said absolutely nothing. That silence drove people crazy, because when someone denies a rumor, the story usually dies. But when someone says nothing at all, the mystery grows. Meanwhile, fans became increasingly concerned about Martell. During a recent social media livestream, viewers claimed he looked exhausted. His voice seemed quieter than usual. He repeatedly spoke about respect, family, and how quickly life can change. Again, he never mentioned Melody directly. He didn't have to. Everyone already knew who they thought he was talking about. But here's the part that makes this entire story so emotional. For years, Martell was used to being one half of a story. Whether people loved him or criticized him, he remained part of the narrative. But what happens when the other person finally moves forward? What happens when your chapter in someone else's life closes while you're still trying to reread the old pages? That's the question fans believe Martell may be struggling with right now. Because if Melody truly has moved on emotionally, spiritually, and personally, then this isn't just about another relationship. It's about identity. It's about realizing that someone who once built their entire life around you no longer needs your approval, your attention, or your presence. And honestly, that's a painful reality for anyone. What makes this even more complicated is the fact that Melody appears stronger than ever. She's focused on business. She's focused on family. She's focused on peace. Gone are the public arguments and emotional back-and-forth exchanges that once defined their relationship. Instead, she appears calm. And sometimes, calmness can hurt more than anger, because anger means someone still cares enough to fight. Silence often means they've already accepted the ending. That's why so many fans believe Martell's reaction wasn't actually about a rumored pregnancy. It was about what the rumor represented: finality, closure, the possibility that Melody's next chapter might be one where he no longer plays any role at all. And honestly, if you've ever loved someone, lost someone, or watched someone move on without you, then you understand why this story resonates with so many people. Because underneath the celebrity headlines and reality television drama, this is a very human story. It's a story about regret. It's a story about consequences. It's a story about watching someone you once thought would always be connected to you become a stranger. As the rumors continue to spread, one question remains unanswered. Will Melody ever address the speculation? Will Martell eventually respond directly? Or will this become another chapter in a story that's been unfolding for years? Right now, nobody knows, but perhaps the biggest lesson from all of this isn't about pregnancy rumors or social media drama. Maybe it's about understanding that every decision we make creates a future we eventually have to live with. And sometimes, the hardest thing in the world isn't losing someone, it's realizing that they finally found a way to live happily without you. And if that's truly what happened here, then maybe the real story isn't that Melody moved on. Maybe the real story is that Martell never fully did. And honestly, that's the part that breaks people's hearts the most. So what do you think? Is Martell really struggling with the possibility of Melody moving on? Or is social media creating a story that's bigger than reality itself? Let us know in the comments below. And if you think this story is already shocking, just wait, because if history has taught us anything, it's that with Martell and Melody, the next chapter is always the one nobody sees coming.